So here's a thing that I see a lot of people do that sometimes works and sometimes doesn't. See, majority of pickleballers hit the ball while facing the net. Now, if they're up at the net, if they're up at the non-volley zone, which is, the equivalent in tennis of being up at the net. If they're up at the non-volley line, then it makes sense to be facing the net if your opponent's there, especially because you don't have much time to get sideways to hit the ball. You have to basically use your waist and your shoulder. You have that whole twist of your legs, waist, trunk twisting to be able to get sideways to hit the ball. If you even have time for that, sometimes you can only just get the paddle out there and sort of flinch it back over. But if you have time, then like if your opponent's at the baseline and you're at the non-volley line, you have time, you should at least twist your upper body, get sideways for the shot. Twist your body sideways for the shot. If they hit a relatively slow ball, turn your body and hit the shot. But I see a lot of people, even baseline to baseline, they're standing like this and hit. So now, what's wrong with it? The pros do it, right? The pros do it. Pros in tennis, that is. Well, guess what? When they hit balls, they've got a ball coming in at 60 or 70 miles an hour. And so if they're at the baseline, that's about how much time they have. They basically have enough time to twist their upper body, block it back, or maybe take a half step. Right? So they may have just that little bit of time to get somewhat sideways. They may not even have that. They may just be able to get that upper body twisted around. But you'll see that they try, for the most part, to get that upper body twisted around, even if they don't have time to move their feet. If you look at Federer, if he's got a slow ball coming over, though, he just, get sideways, hit the shot. Slow ball, sideways, take the shot. And the reason he's doing that is that whereas when the ball's coming in super fast and they do this and they go to block it back, they don't hardly need any backswing or follow through to hit a decent shot because all the energy of the ball gets reflected back to their opponent. They don't have to supply much of the force or much of the power. When they've got a slow ball coming in, they have to supply the power. Now, if you're supplying power and you're trying to get it out of body twist, you're losing out on one of the most important sources of power in your body, which is your legs. And your legs can apply the power better if you're standing sideways because you can step off that back foot. You're pushing into the ball with the back foot. If you're like this, you're not stepping off a foot. You just this is your balance on your feet. You hit the shot. Get sideways. You can push into the ball. The other thing is with a stance where you're facing the net, and when you go to do it, getting that backswing, a big one, which you need if you're going to hit it. If you're going to be supplying the power, you need a big backswing, big follow through. Doing this means that you've got quite a bit of twist in your body, and that's a bit wearing. You could hurt your back eventually by twisting. Whereas if you're standing sideways, it's just a little gentle twist back. So much easier on your back, much easier to get the backswing, and much easier to do the follow through if you get sideways. Same thing on a backhand. Much easier to do this and follow through. So I highly recommend that you mend your ways. If you're always facing the net, get sideways. And one of the big benefits to being sideways is that if you're hitting the ball to somebody, hit a couple of hard shots, and you get in the habit of, I got to swing fast to get to it and get it over the net. If then it hits you a slow ball, and you're in that mood of got to swing fast to get that fast ball back over, instead of hitting the ball here, you hit it like here, and it goes left, goes wide to the left on the forehand. You hit it. Instead of hitting here, you hit here, it goes wide to the right on your back. So it's a huge benefit to being sideways because on the forehand side, instead of hitting it here, you hit it here. It's maybe got some angle, but not nearly as much as here. If you make the same timing error here versus here, look at the angle difference. This is a much better angle difference. Same thing on the back end. Much better angle here if you hit out in front than if you hit here. It's That's a huge benefit to being sideways if the ball is coming in slow. So don't tell somebody that said, hey, he says always get sideways. No, it's when the ball is relatively slow and you have time. That's kind of a cool thing about tennis. There's a lot of those relationships. When you hit with the ball, when you hit the ball, when you get sideways to hit the ball, when the ball is slow. And that time that it takes to get sideways, you have now because the ball's slow. There's a lot of stuff in tennis like that. There's handshakes, you know. I can get sideways because the ball is slow, but I need to be sideways because I want to get power by getting the big backswing, big follows. So only be sideways. Oh, I'm sorry. Only face the net when you don't have time to get sideways. Getting sideways is a big benefit in general. So it doesn't matter where it's a dink. I'll hit a dink off, low bouncer. I'll hit that. I'll get sideways and hit it. And I'll hit it just a drive shot that bounces relatively high. I'll hit it by standing sideways. So highly recommend it.